Live from an impressively large auditorium, welcome to the first annual Golden Helicopter Awards.
All right, thank you, everyone, for joining us for the first annual Golden Helicopter Awards. We are so happy that you've joined us. This is our amazing retrospective of the year of 2025, an amazing year of great bad movies. So stick with us. We've got a lot of awards and fun stuff ahead of us. Greg, anything you want to say before we jump into the first award of the night?
It's been such an honor to watch these movies all year, and it's been such a nice week looking back to all of the incredible achievements that we've seen in Great Bad Film this year. And now it's time for us to give the awards in our categories.
And just for our dear listeners to know, if you have gripes about the categories, send us something kindly through any social media outlets that you know of. But we did our best to capture the spirit of the show while also celebrating all of the movies that we watched last year. So,
okay, so our listeners didn't know this was going to happen 3 seconds ago.
Yes.
And now you're anticipating complaints already?
I'm already, yes. I've met people and I know how they are.
This got so dark so fast. It broke bad, much like many of the movies we watch.
Exactly. Good save.
All right. Well, Joe, what is the first Golden Helicopter Award that we're going to hand out at this gala?
We are coming in hot. Our first award of the night is Best Explosion / Silent Suffering Ringing in the Ears. And the nominees are Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, when Haley Atwell is hit by a car. Everything kind of goes out. She's dazed, and you hear the high-pitched noise. Nobody, in which he straps a claymore to a bulletproof windshield and kills the bad guy and then is thrown back across the garage that he has just purchased. And after that happens, there is silent suffering, some ringing in the ears. Top Gun Maverick, when he gets G-lock in that scene, so he kind of passes out. Fast Five, when The Rock's convoy was transporting Vin Diesel is hit by mortar fire and there's a big explosion. So those are our nominees for our first award.
This drinking game was created because of Fast Five. I should say that. This is one of my favorite things that happens. You might not officially be a great bad movie unless this happens. This is a full-on virtue signal that you have made a movie for Joe Sky Tucker and Greg Swinehart. You know, not every movie we cover has it, but the best movies we watch, they do have it. And the Golden Helicopter goes to
Fast Five.
It is an honor to accept this award on behalf of everyone who was ambushed on that road that day. Joe, I think we should listen to it because it's kind of incredible, this scene. Some ringing right there.
Yep.
Incredible.
Cinematic booms everywhere.
Yes. It has one of those. I think that's because grenades are showing up. Listen to this score, Joe. It sounds like a Hitchcock movie.
I know. It's awesome.
Who did the score for this movie? It's incredible.
So good. And we may need to pause this recording and watch Fast Five real quick and then come back.
That scene is so good, directed by Justin Lin. I don't think I had recognized the brilliance of the sound design of the movie until I was grabbing this clip the other night. It is so much more artful. It's like hearkening back to Hitchcock movies. So it's getting extra points in my book. Wow, Fast Five. It's been a journey already. Next category is Most Inexplicably Wet Streets. And the nominees are Inception, Monkey Man, Next, Nobody, and Fast Five. Big night for Fast Five.
They're nominated for a lot here.
Joe, what do you remember about these wet streets?
They're awesome. Almost all of our movies have them.
Yeah.
So it was hard to pick our favorite ones. So some of them just have it like for one scene here and there. But anytime that there's a car chase,
Yeah.
and there's inexplicably wet streets, to me that ups the ante.
Bonus points.
Yes. So Inception was kind of thrown on there just because it is in the last 45 minutes of that movie, it is raining so hard in the scene with the van. But there's also some other moments earlier in the film where there are wet streets as well. I mean, it's explicable because it's raining, but it's in a dream and it's ridiculous.
Right.
How hard it is raining around that van, and the fact that that van takes so much damage throughout the entire movie. Monkey Man, there's an amazing car chase when they're on like the tut-tut. So they're on a bike while they're also being chased by people in cars. It's really fun. Next, we talked about recently, he's escaping from the casino and also racing a train.
Amazing.
And in the middle of Las Vegas where it never rains, but the streets are so wet. Nobody, there is a car chase with wet streets.
Yep.
And then Fast Five, multiple times in that. But the one that sticks out for me is when they're doing their own street race between all of them.
Right.
And so it's like all the good guys together racing back to the garage.
Yeah.
And Vin Diesel throws the race at the end so that Brian can win because he's having a baby.
Also, so they can have a dumb inside joke for the rest of the series.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, Joe. I have my winner. Who's your winner? We're going to figure out the winner as we go.
Absolutely. My top two are Monkey Man and Inception.
Really? Okay. My top one is Next.
Next, really?
Because it's the desert. It's not raining.
Mhm.
It's not a humid environment. It's a dry heat. It would have been humid in the Monkey Man world.
That's true.
So how do we figure this out?
It's going to be hard for me not to support Next anytime it's on the ballot. So I am totally fine with the winner being Next in this case, based on all of your reasoning and the fact that it is probably the greatest movie ever made. So,
Wow, big night for Next so far.
yeah.
All right, Joe, what is our next category?
The next category is Best Opening Title Locks into Place with a Sound. And the nominees are Hobbs and Shaw, strong, off the bat, strong, Face Off,
And this is more just the score changes when the title hits.
Face Off, it should be noted, has the most ridiculous opening scene where you have John Travolta and his son at the merry-go-round and Nicolas Cage being ridiculous off in the distance with a sniper rifle. Oh, it is so good. It is.
So that big whoosh, that noise you heard was not the title showing up on the screen. That's the very much John Woo sound of Nicolas Cage pulling a big cover off of his big sniper rifle.
Yeah.
So that doesn't count as the title sound, but just the score changing and being ominous.
Mm-hmm.
This one gets bonus points for immediately after the title shows and the score changes. We cut to an extreme close-up of Nicolas Cage with a mustache taking a sip from a straw. The most sinister thing that could happen in a title sequence.
Yeah. Also, the clothes in Face Off are very loud, according to the Foley artist.
Oh, yes.
In this.
The loudest of clothes.
Our next nominee is Tenet.
And the title showed when that high note left, right when it cut out, that's when Tenet showed up on the screen. So not really a noise when the title shows up. It's more the noise that they didn't make when it comes to Tenet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the negative space
Yes,
in Tenet.
absolutely. Yep.
Again, Fast Five.
That's it going away. It's the only one that has a noise of it going away.
So that's going to be tough to beat. And Point Break.
There it is.
I am torn between Fast Five and Hobbs and
Me
Shaw.
too.
What about you?
Yeah.
Greg? Fine. Okay.
So both in the Fast and Furioverse.
Yeah.
So that checks out.
Yeah.
Should we listen to them again?
Yeah, I think we need to listen to them again. I'm having a weird deja vu moment.
All right. Here is Fast Five. All right. And here is Hobbs and Shaw.
I think Hobbs and Shaw takes it for me by this much.
It's the only one with a growl seemingly in it.
Exactly.
Wow.
Fast Five walks, so Hobbs and Shaw could run in this case. So
I can't wait to hear what the 5 movies that happened in between these 2 movies had for title noises.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to Hobbs and Shaw. David Leitch, director, Lucas Rebecca Hobbs, and Deckard Champagne Shaw.
Absolutely.
I'm proud of you.
Taking one home. Yeah. Good work, everyone.
All right. Our next category is Best Should It Have Been Nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars? and the nominees are Deja Vu, Monkey Man, Tenet, Face Off, Mission Impossible 8, The Final Reckoning, Jurassic Park, John Wick, Hobbs and Shaw.
It's a big category.
We allow more than 10 in our awards. Fast Five, The Accountant, The Old Guard, Inception, Next, Rampage, and actual potential nominee for Best Picture in 2025 at the Oscars, A House of Dynamite. I don't think it's going to happen, but it actually could happen.
Mm-hmm. So could Mission Impossible 8, technically, as well.
Oh, that's a good point. It definitely should be nominated.
And wasn't Inception nominated in 2012?
Oh, it was.
13.
It was. Yeah. It was.
But not into 2025, so.
Not at the Golden Helicopter Awards.
No, yeah. So,
Joe, when you look at this list, which one, for whatever reason you want to come up with, what movie should have been nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars? I do want to point out that the movie that brought up this category in our important questions was Top Gun Maverick, which we did cover in 2025, and it is not nominated in this category.
Yeah, it has turned into a referendum on Top Gun Maverick, and any movie that I think is better than it should be nominated.
Yep.
And we also do a look back at what was nominated that year when it came out.
And Deja Vu, well, actually, for a while there, it was no, the movie should not have been nominated. But then suddenly we got to a point where Deja Vu not only was nominated, but it won that year, according to us. Moira McDonald in our last episode, just immediately, yes, Rampage should have been nominated for Best Picture. Any other questions?
So a few thoughts here. Legitimately, I loved A House of Dynamite.
Yep.
I think it's a great movie. I would not be upset if it was nominated this year. I think it is well acted, well directed, well written. So I totally can support that. It is also near impossible for me to disagree with one of our guests on the show, especially a professional. So I think I have to say Rampage would be my potential winner of this list. What about you? Where do you land?
I'm trying to think of what would make us and the listeners of this show so excited at the Oscars and everyone else livid. And it's either Rampage or The Accountant. That would cause, I think, the largest. Wait, what are we even doing here? What's happening? But of course, we didn't have Moira McDonald here for The Accountant. So we don't know where she's going to land on this one. We can ask her next time she's here. Oh, geez. I'm being handed an envelope here.
Oh.
And the golden helicopter goes to Rampage.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. That's incredible.
All right. So these are Greg's best album / movie combo. So his nominees are John Wick, and the album he chose was Radiohead's The Bends, out of the gate strong.
Yeah.
Right there. It's going to be really hard to beat that. Yeah.
Yep.
Monkey Man is the first Foo Fighters album. Fast Five, Beastie Boys, Ill Communication, another that's going to be really challenging as well. The amount of times that we listen to both the Bends and Ill Communication together is pretty high. So
yes,
just out of the gate. We have Tenet, Apollo 18 by They Might Be Giants. I can tell you that I hate They Might Be Giants, so that's way down on the list right there.
Okay.
And then we have The Old Guard, Stranger in the Alps by Phoebe Bridgers. So I just have to say, strong list right here.
4 out of 5 great albums in your mind.
Yeah, 4 out of 5 great albums in my mind. 5 out of 5 great movies, great bad movies.
Yep. I have a question for you.
Sure.
What do you think of that first Foo Fighters album? I don't think I know.
It's okay. I'm not the biggest Foo Fighters fan. Like, I like Dave Grohl. I like the people in the band.
Right.
Their music doesn't really speak to me. So I'm kind of mid on Foo Fighters.
I think my point with that album was, much like Monkey Man, the first Foo Fighters album was kind of a proof of concept. And it's an imperfect album, but it's kind of like, I would definitely listen to the Foo Fighters' next record.
Yeah.
Like, I like that Dave Grohl is putting out records. And that's how we felt about Monkey Man. I love that he directed that movie. I love that he kind of shepherded it into being. He changed his persona as far as like the kind of performer he is in movies. And so Monkey Man, not my favorite movie. Foo Fighters' first album, not my favorite either. Having said that, I love both of them a lot.
Yeah.
John Wick was Chad Stahelski and David Leitch hitting a new stride, discovering what they were going to do for the foreseeable future. And that's also what Radiohead did with the Bends. Fast Five, Beastie Boys, Ill Communication. We didn't know that Fast Five could reach new heights. The 5th movie in a series could reach new heights. And that's exactly what happened with Ill Communication as well. Tenet, I did because I Palindrome is on that album. And that just made sense for me with Tenet. But man, that Stranger in the Alps by Phoebe Bridgers, I mean, that's an emotional listen. And also just there's incredible depth to that, much like my experience watching The Old Guard. So Joe, you're being handed an envelope.
And the golden helicopter goes to Fast Five, Beastie Boys, Ill Communication. I do feel like in our love letter to these movies, John Wick is in the top 3. Fast Five is probably the top for me of just the perfect great bad movie. Everything that we love about these movies, that's the perfect album for a perfect movie to me. It's so close. It is a razor thin.
Tough category this year.
It's a very tough category. So
we benefited from the director's commentary of Fast Five with Justin Lin talking about how ridiculous Fast Five is and stunts in Fast Five. He was talking about when they go over that bridge and how no one would survive that fall into the water. And he was like, I know it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous because this is a movie and movies are ridiculous. And I'm trying to practically film things that strain credulity, that are ridiculous and bring something new to cinema. And that really, really, we're going to talk about a few different things in this episode that kind of clarified what Great Bad Movies was to me. Hearing that really was a clarifying moment for me in what we're doing here. These movies are ridiculous. It probably should be called Great Ridiculous Movies rather than Great Bad Movies, but it makes the movie even more enjoyable to us when they're ridiculous like that. And so this being a love letter to the most enjoyable movies was partially born out of Justin Lin. And back then when he made it, my arms were in the air many times when I saw that movie in the theater a couple times. Saw it like 2 or 3 times in the theater. And so, yeah, Fast Five. Congratulations.
Absolutely. And what it does, because you talked about it, like they take the ridiculousness of each stunt and they just turn up the volume a little bit and they just carry that throughout the entire movie. It's very skillfully done in terms of getting you to that point. It is totally ridiculous, but by the end, you're in.
Yep.
And it just gets more and more crazy and ridiculous. And I just wanted more and more and more of it. It was perfect.
Yep, totally. Our next category from our important question, what album is this movie? Joe's best album movie combo. First nominee, John Wick, and the album is Nirvana, Nevermind. Next album is Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, and the album is Led Zeppelin 3. That's an inspired choice. Third movie is Next. The album is T-Rex Slider. Oh my gosh, these are really good. Next movie is The Old Guard, and the album is David Bowie Outside. The fifth movie is A House of Dynamite. The album is PJ Harvey's Let England Shake. And the sixth movie is Game Night. The album is The Cato Salsa Experience, a band that you saw in Seattle one night, and it changed your life.
It did.
Do you want to walk through what brought these albums to these movies?
Sure. And I noticed that there's a little bit of overlap in our movie. So the more we liked the movie, the better the album is kind of what I've noticed.
Yep.
John Wick changed action movies here.
Yep.
And Nirvana Nevermind changed music here. So that was the lead in there. Led Zeppelin 3 is an amazing, probably in some ways maybe underappreciated. I feel like 1 and 2 are amazing. 4 is like, and to me, this was like Mission Impossible 7 or Dead Reckoning stands on its own the more I've watched it. And this album to me also stands on its own. Next, T-Rex, that was my son's choice for that, based on the fact that a movie that Nicolas Cage has been in recently called Long Legs, he is the bad guy for, and the director used some of the styling of that character from T-Rex and uses some lyrics from that. And so it was another Nicolas Cage movie that brought that one about. The Old Guard and David Bowie's Outside. It's an interesting concept album he did with Brian Eno in the mid-90s. And I'm missing exactly what my tie-in with Old Guard was, so it's probably not going to win. A House of Dynamite and PJ Harvey. So PJ Harvey's album Let England Shake is also a concept album about World War I and its impact on England. Mm-hmm. And it's in her top 3 or 4 albums ever. It has some heartbreaking moments in it. And this House of Dynamite is just so well done around war. Game Night and Cato Salsa Experience. Cato Salsa Experience is just a fun prog band from Sweden, just doing some really crazy, silly stuff. And that was what Game Night is. It's a silly movie that just is having fun, and that's what, when I saw them, they just got up on stage and they were just they were playing for each other, mainly because there was like 50 people in the audience and they couldn't have cared less. They just were having a great time. And that's what I kind of felt like Game Night was. It was like, if you're trying to follow along with Game Night and its plot, you've missed the point of what that movie is supposed to be. So those are my albums.
Okay, so I am going to award this not because of the movie or the album, but the tie-in between the two. That's where I'm looking for this award. And so, geez, I'm being handed an envelope right here. Oh. And the golden helicopter goes to John Wick and Nirvana Nevermind. That is the most inspired choice, I think. Yeah. John Wick being a game changer and Nirvana Nevermind being a game changer as well. Also, I will watch John Wick forever and I will listen to Nirvana Nevermind forever.
Yeah.
So,
agreed.
I don't want to just disregard that. But the tie in there when it comes to the movies we watched in 2025, rock solid. Mm-hmm. So congratulations to you, Joe, for excellent work. You're going to accept this award on their behalf.
Absolutely.
All right, Joe, what's our next category?
The next category is favorite trope lightning round.
Ooh.
What is the difference between a trope and a drinking game? Why don't you just stop asking questions?
Moira McDonald, last episode, said the difference is if you have a drink in your hand or not.
Exactly. So we're not going to stand in your way. If you want to call them drinking games, and if you've got a drink in your hand, drink up. So the nominees are Skyfall, of which I added about 6 new tropes based on that movie.
Amazing.
Nobody, John Wick, Monkey Man, and Kate. All worthy entries, if you ask me. I could go through all of them if you want to hear all of the tropes from them, but just trust me, there are a lot.
What would make it the favorite trope lightning round? Is it the one that adds the most? Is it the one that hits the most on our existing list and adds the most?
It's probably both of those criteria are covered, and that goes to Skyfall without question.
Hands down. Didn't even have to think about it. Yeah, totally.
No.
Yeah.
And I'm getting an envelope. The winner of the Golden Helicopter for favorite trope lightning round is Skyfall. And I will read you all of the tropes. So I added the name of the movie is said by a character. Car chases in other countries when they drive through like a street market. When they're in the United States, they drive through alleyways and crash into like boxes. But in other countries, it is always through either cafes or markets.
Mm-hmm.
Closing the eyes of someone who has died. Getting the place ready, like a montage. So both nobody and we have this as another category, but really getting everything ready. Shaving with a straight razor.
Glorious.
Or being shaved with a straight razor, which both of those things happen. Someone on the gun range. A drinking contest. Someone is unconvincingly knocked out, but is nonetheless knocked out. An exploding fire extinguisher. The hero is knocked down, but must work with someone to get back and get stronger.
Mm-hmm.
That happens with James Bond in this one. Jumping into water or falling into water where the sound disappears. Finding the keys under the flap, under the visor. And that just happened to start the car. So, he's on a train and he's, of course, on a backhoe that he then finds the keys for. The person is about to kill a good guy, like has a gun, and then you hear a shot, and then they are shot. The bad guy is shot. That happens in this one. Color filters all over this movie. He's the best at something. Revenge is the driver of the protagonist. He's coming out of retirement. We have a great antagonistic or charismatic bad guy. We kind of have the henchman and who is allowed to hurt James Bond. We have conversations in the middle of car chases where actually they're on comms, especially in the beginning action sequence. It's so amazing. Action trope, especially in James Bond. No women except for love interest or mother, or M as the mother figure.
Oh, can I pause you there?
Sure.
But Moneypenny.
She's a love interest.
Is she?
Yeah, they have like a tension.
Okay.
There's some did they or didn't they kind of tension.
Sorry. I'm ruining the lightningness.
Yeah. That's right. It's hard when there's so many. The lightningness kind of goes out the window when you have this many tropes. Okay. So we have that. We have a really terrible soundtracks during the lovemaking scene, finding out a critical piece of information right at the end that ties everything together. We have a duffel bag full of money. We have amazing recovery time, medical care from a partner love interest or at a vet's office / stapling yourself up, downloading a file under pressure, checking to see if a gun is loaded, a call trace timer. Actually, we do have a disappears behind a bus. And the protagonist is captured but not killed right away like they should have done, and then is saved by his wiles or
5 times
by a silent helicopter.
Ooh, nice.
That 3 of them, in fact, that just show up
right
on an island that they would have heard 30 miles away. So that is why Skyfall wins our trope lightning round.
Incredible.
I believe there are close to 30, if not more, tropes in this movie. So,
do we decide in 2025 that the number for 3 helicopters is a Tony Scott of helicopters?
I think we did. I think 3 is the magic number.
So a Tony Scott of helicopters shows up.
Yes.
Amazing.
In Unstoppable, there are also a Tony Scott of helicopters, obviously directed by Tony Scott.
Yeah.
But also there are 3 helicopters visible in one shot, I believe. So
amazing. 2024 movie. Not eligible.
Not eligible. So.
All right, Joe, let's move on to our next category.
Let's do it.
The next Golden Helicopter Award is for Best Picture for Unique Drinking Games. Not our standard drinking games. The unique drinking games that you and I have come up with for the movies. And the nominees are Jurassic Park, Rampage, Terminator Dark Fate. Joe, did you know there was a 6th Terminator movie?
I did not know that.
And it was called Dark Fate, and it was actually low-key the second or third best one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, having just watched Terminator 2, Dark Fate fits right in that world and might be better in some ways. Not all. I wouldn't say that it's better than Terminator 2, but there are moments in it that I liked better.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Inception and the last Best Picture nominee for Unique Drinking Games, Game Night. So how do you approach this, Joe? Did you look at your lists?
I did look at my lists.
Yeah.
And they had some of my favorite ones that made me laugh. That was really my main category on what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think why I picked Dark Fate as one of them, and it's really because we have the Sarah Connor hero entrance.
Linda Hamilton.
When Linda Hamilton comes, I am rarely surprised when I watch these movies, but I was surprised and could not have been more happy with that moment.
Yep.
It is one of the best, just feel good moments to see a character we love, played by an actor that we love that originated it. It is so good. So basically you finish your drink at that moment.
Sure.
Whatever it is, water, coffee,
a
beer. Inception had a lot. That was kind of our first foray into what was probably a great movie and maybe a sacred movie that we kind of...
I don't know if I agree with that, but continue your thought.
Okay.
We've had a lot of sacred cows on this this show.
What was before it that would have been considered that?
Speed?
Yeah.
I had one person text me and say, "Stop ruining my childhood." When Speed came out.
Awesome. We'll take that as a win.
Yep.
To me, what was interesting about that is that you wouldn't call Inception an action movie.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree that it's one of the most sacred movies we've talked about. Yep. Shots were fired for Tenet, and we felt the green light to
keep shooting.
Yep. Yep.
How did you approach this category?
You know what? It's the one where I can remember the games. You know, it immediately evokes what the drinking games would be.
Yeah.
Without even looking at the list. And that is Jurassic Park for me. Immediately I think of the puddle. I think of the drink, the waves associated with like the cinematic boom that happens whenever a dinosaur is walking off screen. When they're walking on screen, we don't hear that kind of sound.
No.
And
it was a great time with
Scott Erickson.
Yeah. And it is, I mean, from a trope perspective as well, but just there's so many like cultural moments in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
That have been referenced now. I mean, how many times have we seen that puddle? I remember The Simpsons have done it, and like all these movies where you go, that's a Jurassic Park reference right there.
Yep.
And so, you know, I have tapping of talons from the Velociraptor, the eating of the ice. There's so many beautiful moments. So I think I know where you're leaning, but
yeah. Well, by the way, speaking of sacred cows, Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Yes.
But also there were some pretty funny ones where it was like every time Jeff Goldblum makes a noise, that is not a normal noise, like har, 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 har.
Yeah. Or how many unnecessary shots of him with his shirt unbuttoned do we have?
Yeah.
Even when they're like loading him onto a stretcher, onto the Jeep, he's still in the same position. It's so
sexy
great.
Goldblum.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I just got handed an envelope. And the golden helicopter goes to Jurassic Park. Congratulations to Jurassic Park. This is their first one of the night. Oh, it kind of sounded like somebody just in the audience just fell down some stairs there. That was weird.
Yeah. Be careful. Yeah. We're in a weird building. So stairs all over the place.
Stairs everywhere in this auditorium. All right, Joe, what is our next category?
Our next category is Best Real Back of the Box. My nominees for this are Jurassic Park, Tenet, Top Gun Maverick, Hobbs and Shaw, and Game Night.
All of those made me laugh.
So I did go back through all of my real back of the box that I wrote. And these were my favorite ones that don't either. Some of them I probably phoned in and that's fine. Some of them were leaned a little negative, which was fine as well.
Sure.
But
honest.
These were my favorite, kind of funny, but also true to what I thought of the movie. I have the one that I think is my favorite one because it kind of rides that line between funny and telling you what the movie's really about and not leaning too far one way or another.
Okay. You know? Well, let me hand you this envelope here.
And the golden helicopter goes to, for best real back of the box, Jurassic Park. 2 in a row for Jurassic Park.
Wow. That's incredible. And so now we're going to have a live performance of the real back of the box.
All right. So here is the real back of the box.
It's the back of the box.
Watch as creatures who ruled the earth millions of years ago clash with humans in a modern-day retelling of Icarus. Will there be a safety net, or will we crash into the earth? Or is this a retelling of The Emperor's New Clothes, where no one tells rich people no, and it has massively dire consequences for everyone? Or is this the best dinosaur disaster film ever? The answer is yes, on all fronts.
Amazing. Super solid. I would like to encourage you in 2026 to just keep going down that honest road.
Okay.
Brutally honest.
All right.
Brutally honest.
Brutally honest. Back of the box coming up.
All right, Joe, what is our next category?
The next category in the Golden Helicopters is best. That could have been a good name for this podcast. So often in our episodes, usually when Greg is going through reviews of the movies from professional reviewers, including the amazing Moira McDonald, there will be lines that sound like they could be titles for this show. So the nominees are thoroughly ridiculous, yet basically entertaining during the next episode, vapid bollocks from Deja Vu, unparalleled ridiculousness from The Accountant, it's not big and dumb enough from Rampage. So those are all high quality. Oh, this is a tough one. And the Golden Helicopter for that would have been a good name for this podcast goes to thoroughly ridiculous, yet basically entertaining from the next episode.
Incredible. Not eligible for this year was Formulaic Bish Bosh, which is still maybe one of the best potential names for the show. That was from the Black Widow episode in 2024.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our next category is Best Reason We Had to Leave at the End of the Show from Jurassic Park.
Listen, this has been great, but a billionaire disinvited me to his private island. It should be fine. The worst case, he hunts me for sport. The best case, he has broken all the laws of the scientific community and cloned dinosaurs.
From Monkey Man.
Listen, this has been great, but I've got a job opportunity. It's at an underground fight club. They called me Captain Colonialism. I'm sure it means I'm a really good guy.
From Kate.
Listen, this has been great, but I'm going to have dinner with Vladimir Putin and Kate. I sure hope no one gets poisoned with polonium.
From Top Gun Maverick.
Listen, I've got to go play football in the surf. I know I should change into shorts, but I'm just going to wear jeans. No, pants, not shorts. It'll be fine.
From Deja Vu.
Listen, I've got to go. I'm filming a Tony Scott homage, and I have 30 helicopters on standby to film a 30-second scene.
From Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning.
I'm meeting someone called the Dark Messiah. It should be fine.
From Point Break.
Listen, I've got to go. I've got to compare the beach football scenes from Top Gun Maverick, and Point Break.
From True Lies.
Listen, this has been great, but I'm blowing up a nuclear bomb so we can have a kiss that goes off as radioactive material covers us. I'm sure it will be fine. I'm very romantic.
And from The Transporter.
Listen, I've got to go. I've got to buy some soda for the person locked in my trunk.
And I'm being handed the envelope. Thank you. And the Golden Helicopter goes to The Transporter. I've got to go buy some soda for the person locked in my trunk. The judges said specifically because Trunk is funny.
That's a surprise win there for the transporter.
Surprise win for the transporter.
Underdog story, really.
Absolutely. Trunk is funny. And I'm assuming you grabbed the straw from the soda machine.
Yep.
Which is the most disgusting thing an American has ever seen in a British movie.
Yep.
Wait, where was he? Was he in France?
Yeah, he was in France.
Okay. That's the most disgusting thing an American has seen about France.
All right. The next category on the Golden Helicopter Award Show is Best Guest on the Podcast this year. The nominees are Scott Erickson, Isaac Slade, David Halgren, and Moira McDonald.
Whoa.
This is a murderer's row right here. I don't know if we can even pick one.
Yeah.
I think they are all winners, if you ask me.
I mean, me too, but let's check out what's in this envelope here
Okay.
to find out.
All right. The Golden Helicopter goes to everyone.
Four-way tie. That's weird.
Yeah.
4 amazing guests in 2025. Scott Erickson, artist, speaker, author. Isaac Slade, former singer from The Fray. David Halgren, old school best friend of mine. And Moira McDonald of the Seattle Times. A 4-way tie. A great honor for all 4 of them, to be honest. Yeah.
Seriously.
Next category, Best Gang That Got Back Together. And the nominees are Inception, Mission Impossible 7, Mission Impossible 8, Fast 5, and The Old Guard. Where do you go with this, Joe?
This is a really tough category.
Yeah.
And yet it's really very easy for me. Fast 5.
It has to be. We're going to need a team.
We're going to need a team. And shots of them flying in, Hobbs and Shaw travel logic all over the place.
Yep.
They just show up a day later, if that.
And walk in at the same time.
Yeah. So great.
Yep.
And that gang has been together for probably too many movies now, but will we watch every single one of them? 100%. So
there is another Fast and Furious movie coming out.
Yeah. The last one.
12th film in the series overall. Should be released in April 2027, but I don't know that it's going well. So we'll see. I think there are a lot of question marks about Fast and Furious X Part 2.
Which should be noted, Fast and Furious 10 Part 2. Just the naming conventions have just been thrown out the window. What else do you expect? I mean, this series has had some really amazing highs. Fast 5, 4, 5, and 6.
Mm-hmm.
First half of 7. And then the last ones have kind of been sliding into camp and to farce, but
Yep.
still some fun moments here and there. So we'll see how they wrap this series up.
Big night for Fast 5, which was our 1-year anniversary show. We saved it for a big one. And it shows. Yeah. I mean, as these awards go, Fast 5, one of the best Great Bad movies ever made.
Absolutely. Our next award is the Best One Last Job. And the nominees for the Golden Helicopter are Top Gun Maverick, John Wick, Fast 5, Kate, and Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I would point out that so far, John Wick and Fast 5 have had multiple sequels, meaning that it really wasn't one last job.
Yep.
Kate is the only one that the protagonist dies at the end of, so it really is one last job. And we're not sure about Mission Impossible, if they're going to continue that franchise or not with Tom Cruise, or have someone else take over, Ethan Hunt, or just there's open questions around that. And then we have Top Gun Maverick, but I feel like they're making another one, I believe.
They're talking about it anyway. I'll be honest, the time that I expected it the least was in Kate.
Taken just as the movies without thinking about what happens afterwards, all of these are amazing options.
Yeah. 5-way tie.
I'm still leaning Mission Impossible 8.
Okay.
Because of what we have gone through, really from when Christopher McQuarrie took over, especially with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be opposed to a 5-way tie either. So All right, I'm being handed an envelope here. This might be divisive. I'm looking at 2 names on here, and the golden helicopters, plural, go to Fast 5 and Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning.
Whoa, stunner.
Yeah.
Incredible night for both of these films. They must be thrilled. All right, our next category is Best Montage for the Final Battle. These are movies where there was a montage preparing for the final battle. The nominees are Hobbs and Shaw. Not one or the other, it's both of them. Nobody and Skyfall. 3 incredible montages.
Mm-hmm.
I liked The Heart of Hobbs and Shaw in Samoa,
Yep.
getting ready for that battle with no guns.
Yeah, no guns.
Nobody was like the crazy warehouse
Yep.
where they somehow did 3 weeks worth of work in like an hour.
Yep.
And Skyfall is all the old school stuff in the castle home where James Bond grew up.
Yeah.
Gosh, this
Also,
is a hard one.
3 days worth of work
Yes,
in an hour.
right.
All of them follow the same arc of the battles that happen. So they show them setting it up. Then there's the scene of people coming in and being killed by all the traps.
Yep.
Then the bad guys are about to like win. And then the good guys barely at the end eke out a victory. All
Yep.
of them follow it to a T. This might be a tie for me.
Only one of these movies during the montage for the final battle had one Dame Judi Dench montaging and preparing for the final battle.
That's true. And Albert Finney.
I couldn't believe they were doing it in Skyfall.
Yeah. Yep.
Which made it spark so much more joy in my heart that they were doing it.
Yes.
And the golden helicopter goes to Skyfall. Incredible. Dame Judi Dench, Albert Finney,
Daniel Craig's in it.
Daniel Craig. Wow, that took me longer than I would have liked. Directed by Sam Mendes. Incredible stuff.
And it is my favorite James Bond movie ever.
Yep.
It's so good. So next category for Golden Helicopter is Best Second Unit Director. And the movies nominated are Monkey Man, Top Gun Maverick, Fast 5, John Wick, Mission Impossible, both 7 and 8, and The Transporter. Part of putting this list together, and I think you added some to it as well, I was trying to get kind of different genres of action movie. So we have, Top Gun Maverick, which is planes, Fast 5, which is mainly cars, Transporter is kind of cars and kung fu. Mission Impossible 7 and 8 are just Tom Cruise being ridiculous with the stunts he's pulling off. John Wick is kind of the start of a new style. So that was kind of what I was thinking about these second unit directors. But what thoughts do you have around this?
The time that I think about second unit directors the most are like the Bourne movies, where it's like Chad Stahelski or David Leitch, just so obviously bringing some magic to an already magical movie. So I'm trying to think of a movie that when the stunt scenes start, you can definitely, feel that second unit really kind of like springing into action. And I think the movie that happens the most for me is the Mission Impossible series 7 and 8, where it's just so clearly a thing that has been devised and is being filmed outside of the storytelling apparatus. It's like a whole different kind of camera crew that's capturing what's going on. And a lot of preparation goes into the stunts that are happening.
I agree. I think Mission Impossible, just for the breadth and depth of the stunt work on those movies, deserves to be the winner. And John Wick probably falls into this as well. But some second unit directors are just like given carte blanche to do the action scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And then the main director just says, do what you need to do.
Yep.
And report back, basically, or shoot these scenes. I feel like both John Wick and Mission Impossible, they're really well integrated into nothing is happening on a Christopher McQuarrie set that he doesn't have explicit approval of and support of. And obviously, you have Tom Cruise, who is performing all of his own stunts throughout these. And so the stunts are almost like another character within those movies, especially as they are ramping up just what's happening within all of them, from Tom Cruise running to the car chases to the helicopter scene in 6 to the plane sequence. So like all of those are intimately involved in the full like movie. So they are an incredible work of action movies, and it just can't be understated how hard they work on those. So I'm in full support of Mission Impossible winning this award.
All right. So Wade Eastwood was the second unit director on 7 and 8, and also the stunt coordinator and the person making sure that Tom Cruise knows what he's doing. And he's also the person who knows when it isn't Tom Cruise. I don't think it's always Tom Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think there's a secret stunt person in the Mission Impossible movies that decades from now we will find out was doing some of the stunts.
Mm-hmm.
But Wade Eastwood, geez. But I mean, Skyfall, Hobbs and Shaw, I mean, like all of these movies had like real stunt work.
Yeah.
But maybe less of a second unit director scenario in John Wick because David Leitch is just right there.
Yeah.
So,
and the winner for Best Second Unit Director goes to Wade Eastwood and the Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, and the Final Reckoning movies.
Congratulations, Mr. Eastwood. All right, we're coming down to it. We're getting to the end of our awards here, Joe.
Yeah.
Let's get to Best Actor and Best Actress. The Best Actor in a Great Bad Movie in 2025, Golden Helicopter nominees are Tom Cruise, Vin Diesel, Dev Patel, Keanu Reeves, and Idris Elba.
Oh my God.
Bad guy.
That's my winner right there. Idris Elba for
Bad guy.
Yeah. Brixton
From Hobbs and Shaw.
also plays the president in A House of Dynamite. But
Oh, good point. Good point.
we're not nominating him for A House of Dynamite.
No, we're not calling that acting.
Yeah, we're nominating him for Hobbs and Shaw. But honestly, any one of these actors in an action movie, I'm watching that movie.
Yeah. Okay. What actor here gets you the most to a movie?
Probably Keanu Reeves and Idris Elba
Yeah,
are my top 2 on this list.
me too. Yep. And the Golden Helicopter goes to Keanu Reeves. Wow, a real upset for Tom Cruise, Vin Diesel,
Yeah,
Dev Patel, Idris Elba. But Keanu Reeves, come on, if he's in a movie, we're going.
that's right. It's probably the biggest honor of his career, if we're being honest about this award. So
This Golden Helicopter, wow, they are kind of heavy when you hold them.
yeah,
It'll be on the shelf behind him as he's talking.
absolutely. So, and now it is time for the Golden Helicopter Award for Best Actress. The nominees are Rebecca Ferguson, Charlize Theron, Naomi Harris, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and Linda Hamilton. Ooh, this is another really tough one.
Wow.
My top 2 are Rebecca Ferguson and Linda Hamilton. What about you?
I feel like Charlize Theron is doing the Lord's work when it comes to great bad movies. You know, like every third movie she makes in the last 15 years has been a great bad movie. That is more than worth us talking about. Oh, man. I mean, this category is 5 for 5. This category is more 5 for 5 than Best Actor
I agree.
because all 5 of these actresses could do anything.
Yeah.
And yet they are the best things in the movies, the action movies that we've covered with them. in it. I guess House of Dynamite wasn't an action movie, but it was a thriller.
Naomi Harris is in 2. So is Rebecca Ferguson.
Have you seen Black Bag, Soderbergh movie?
I don't think so.
I just watched it again this weekend, and she's great in it. And I was just like, oh my gosh, Naomi Harris and everything.
For purely impact of when she shows up on screen, Linda Hamilton
Hands down.
might be my winner.
Yep. Rebecca Ferguson, I would give that award in Mission Impossible 5. but not in 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Wait, hold up. Eye patch in 7 was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And she wasn't an 8.
Yeah.
All right. I think all four of these other nominees would say give it to Linda.
Yeah, I agree. They wouldn't be here without Linda Hamilton.
That's true. That's true.
And the Golden Helicopter goes to Linda Hamilton and Terminator Dark Fate.
Amazing.
Well deserved.
Amazing. All right. We are getting down to it, Joe. We are down to our last 2 categories. This one is very close to our hearts. This next category is Best Silent Helicopter Out of Nowhere. This is the penultimate category on our awards show here, and it is the category that has influenced our lives so much that we created an awards show around it.
Yep.
So let's get into it. Best Silent Helicopter Out of Nowhere. Let's listen to these. This will be an audio category, like in Jeopardy. Let's talk about the helicopter in Skyfall.
What are you going to do now? Take me back to her? All on your own.
This is a momoyed.
A Tony Scott of helicopters shows up above them.
With the Bond theme.
Yes.
It's perfect.
The next nominee, Rampage.
It's okay. Calm. Good.
Stand down.
Everything's good.
Stand down.
Standing down.
Don't worry, buddy. I'm going to help you.
Let it calm down here, huh? What? George is getting tranquilized. All right. The next nominee in Helicopter Out of Nowhere is next. A sniper has just shot Nicolas Cage. Okay. Well, we're all done there. I'm going to make a phone call.
No service.
Oh, that's weird. Glad it's quiet enough out here for me to hear my cell phone. What? There was a helicopter 5 feet behind him all of a sudden.
It's so perfect.
So incredible. All right. The next and final nominee for Helicopter Out of Nowhere is from Face Off. Now, we need to set the scene, Joe. I think we did talk about this in that episode. Nicolas Cage is on a jail that's out in the middle of the ocean, like on an oil rig, basically like the oil rig in Armageddon. Now, we see a shot around this oil tanker where he's standing, and we see all the way from the water to where he's standing, we can see that there is no helicopter there.
Right.
And then this happens. He's discovered he's in the middle of nowhere. Turns around. What? There was a helicopter there all along. It's shooting him. It's shooting him. I want to say his shoes catch on fire in this scene. Wow. Oh, it's showing up again out of nowhere. Slow motion as he jumps off the ship.
John Woo slow-mo.
Incredible. So it sort of feels like a double helicopter out of nowhere. But as I listened to it, the helicopter sound never really went away. But it did kind of, even though we could hear it, it was in a place where we didn't know where it was. And then it rises up again above the platform like he didn't know it was right there.
Yeah.
So it's an unofficial double helicopter out of nowhere.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. This is tough. This is, picking between your children here.
It is. I don't know if I can pick one. They all bring different things to the table. Skyfall, you have the Tony Scott of helicopters.
Yep, all three. Yep.
Rampage, it's just a cherry on top moment for me.
Yep.
What makes Next so great is there are a couple other scenes in helicopters that are just as ridiculous as this one.
Great use of helicopters. Yep.
Yeah. But this one especially because he shoots Nicolas Cage, who can see into the future, so he doesn't actually get shot. Don't worry. But the fact that he makes a phone call
Yeah.
and it's like on speaker, oh, I can't get through. And then a helicopter could not be closer.
No, not on speaker. He's not on speaker. It's an old school cell phone without speakerphone.
That's right.
That's how quiet it is outside. He's not even on speaker.
Yeah. And then the face-off one is so ridiculous because he's in the middle of like 100 miles from anywhere in the middle of the ocean. And then all of a sudden a helicopter shows up. So
Yeah.
this is why we love this category.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
so bonkers. I would be in favor of just having a 4-way tie. But push comes to shove, it's between Next and Skyfall for me in terms of
Really?
my top two, I think.
Okay, my criteria for this is I think it needs to show up out of nowhere and then start shooting at people.
Oh, okay.
That's my favorite helicopter out of nowhere. So that narrows it down to a 3-way tie. Rampage, there's like the tranquilizer darts at George, and then Next and Face Off. So now we need to look at these three. And if there was ever going to be a place where we could narrow it down, it would be, is it actually out of nowhere? And in the case of Face Off, it is actually a ghost helicopter that was not there 1 second and now it suddenly is the next second.
Yeah.
Because the logic jumps so far, I have to give it to Face Off. And then they attempt a double helicopter out of nowhere. Not as effectively in the audio presentation as in the visual presentation, but I have to go Face Off.
I support this.
All right, I'm opening up this envelope here, and the golden helicopter goes to Face Off. John Woo, director. Nicolas Cage playing John Travolta, acting.
Mm-hmm.
And a ghost helicopter out of nowhere.
Yeah. Special bonus points for the John Woo slow-mo that happens within it. Nobody does slow-mo like John Woo. So
I also really feel like there's some bonus points for his shoes catching on fire, so he has to take off his shoes. Nothing else catches on fire, just his shoes. So he's barefoot.
yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Yep.
All right. And now we have made it to the Golden Helicopter for the best 2025 Great Bad Movie, aka the 70th percent movie of the year. The nominees are Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Skyfall, Hobbs and Shaw, Fast Five, Next, and John Wick. Oof, that's a tough row.
Yeah. I mean, what could be said about these movies that we have not already said? John Wick was a revelation.
Mm-hmm.
Next was a movie nobody saw, and we have seen a million times.
And really, maybe this podcast is a love letter to Next.
Yes, it probably is. Fast Five is a movie that we saw coming because we loved Fast Four, but the planet kind of caught on mostly with Fast Five. Hobbs and Shaw, probably not as good as we wanted, but we will take 10 days out of 10.
Yep.
Skyfall, the best Bond movie.
Yep.
Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning has grown in my estimation of it since its release. It was amazing, and then it took a dip, and now I want to watch it all the time.
This is a sidebar, and I know we've talked about this on the episode, but do you think Christopher McQuarrie will ever release the 2-hour version of the train sequence?
Nope.
Every time I watch it, I want it longer, and I want to know what they had to cut from that scene.
Yeah.
Because it's amazing.
I mean, he's probably not going to make any more Mission Impossible movies.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe there will be some kind of victory lap where they go back. I mean, when they were releasing Mission Impossible 7 digitally, they were also making 8 at the time. So he probably didn't have the time to put something like that together. So, there's probably a day where Christopher McQuarrie is a little bored and starts going through stuff. So I'm going to take back my no. I rescind my no.
Okay.
Because there's going to be a day when Macquarie is like, hey guys, remember when I made these movies?
I know that he and Tom Cruise have like 2 or 3 movies in pre-production right now. So
Yeah. Including In Space.
That said, I do feel like my top 3 right now of this list is Skyfall,
Mm-hmm.
Fast 5,
Yep.
and Next.
Really? Okay.
And I fully don't believe Next should win. I'm just saying that I love this movie, and the fact that other people don't appreciate it like we do
Mm-hmm.
is really
Yep.
a character flaw on their part. So,
Yeah. And a perk of this show.
Yeah.
This show exists to shine a light on movies like
Mhm.
Next.
Yes. Where are you on this list?
I feel like John Wick has not gotten the amount of love that I would have expected from our first Golden Helicopter Awards.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes, I feel like best actor and best film go together. And so I'm not surprised that Keanu Reeves won best actor. And so it would make sense to me for John Wick to be the 70th percent movie. It is amazing. And it's also a little lacking. It checks every box that I have just about for
Yeah.
a great bad movie, but it also was a cultural moment in 2014 when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've given enough love to Fast Five, but have we?
That's my question. As a movie that I feel like is in a lot of ways the thesis for this show,
Yep.
that if someone said, what movie would you recommend I watch?
Yeah.
That would you think would be a great bad movie? I would go with Fast 5 over John Wick, not because I think that Fast 5 is better, and it's John Wick is violent in a way that the rest of these are not.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And that can be off-putting for people.
Yep.
I get that. It is definitely like the most graphically violent, and that series really leans into that.
Mm-hmm.
And Skyfall is probably a better movie than Fast 5, but as far as a great bad movie,
Yep.
I'm kind of leaning towards Fast 5 as our greatest bad movie of 2025.
When we hung out for the first time, reconnecting after years and years and years of not talking,
Mm-hmm.
we kind of discovered that we had been screaming from the rooftops about similar movies while not talking for almost 2 decades.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things you said was something like, for my money, the Fast and Furious series is just about the best series that has happened in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And that series had happened since we had spoken last.
Yep.
Or just about. Definitely 4, 5, 6 had come out since, and we hadn't been speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And so just the fact that we were off in our own worlds, still representing the values that we held when we were best friends back in the day,
Yes.
spoke volumes to me. There were so many other
Mhm.
coincidences in things that we had lived in our parallel lives, but the Fast and Furious series is one of the hallmarks of
Mm-hmm.
what we had magnetized to Fast 9 style. And we were screaming from the rooftops, just like, how are you all not seeing this? This is the greatest series that's happening.
Yeah.
So for all of the reason you mentioned, plus it really points me back to how our friendship influenced us when we weren't hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
I go Fast 5.
Yeah. Agreed. All of that is perfect. So,
Amazing. Okay.
and the winner of the best 2025 great bad movie, aka the 70th percent movie, aka a love letter to the movies we love,
The Golden Helicopter goes to
Fast 5.
amazing.
Well done.
I wouldn't have done it any other way.
No, me either.
Yeah.
Most nominations, most wins, Fast 5, well deserved on all fronts.
Absolutely.
And we did it. We had the award show that needs to happen.
Joe, what a good year.
What a good year.
I mean, this episode is coming out on New Year's Eve, 2025. We are wrapping up the year so strong with this awards show.
Yeah.
And when I look back to our year of great bad movies, starting at January 1st, with Terminator, Dark Fate.
Yeah.
I am so ecstatic that we watched the movies we watched this year and talked about them.
Me too.
Yeah.
And we have January coming up. So we have John Wick Chapter 2.
Coming up eventually in January.
Eventually. Yes, sometime in January.
We have one movie first.
Yes. But yeah, I'm excited.
I do. Something doesn't seem right.
I think it's all right.
No, something's definitely going on. Something doesn't seem right. Joe, right behind you.
Oh no, what is it?
It's our ride. We're taking the helicopter out of here.
Oh, thank God.
All right. Thanks so much, everybody.
See you in 2026.
All right. See you soon.
See you soon.